Okay, we're back. The cats have been fed, and we are at the radio station. Let's go inside.
Oh, here's a little surprise. The famous writer Alan Wake just walked in. Folks, I'm going to see if I can talk him into an interview.
Let me into the other rooms in your radio
Come on
station,
in, Mr. Wake.
Pat.
Oh, I'm so glad you could find the time to do this, Mr. Wake.
Nowhere to run now, Dan Brown. You back away from me. Don't hurt it.
Whoa. Everyone calm down. Put the gun down. We're all friends here, right?
Cool your jets, Nightingale. We got him.
Judas Priest!
What the hell's the matter with you? There's a civilian in there.
I'll get you yet, even if it kills me. You hear me? You hear me?
I do think it's very funny.
Ridiculous. That's what you get for naming a book The Sudden Stop. It was probably good I hadn't had the chance to tell Maine where I was going. I'd have to lose the cops and find my own way to the mine.
Two funny things. One, Alan Wake thinking that it was a good idea to go to a radio station to hide out and to not be noticed by cops. Two, the fact that the FBI dude just keeps calling Alan Wake whatever, the name of whatever author he can think of. Very funny. Kudos all around for that. All right, there's my manuscript page.
Nightingale stared through the broken studio window into the dark woods. He turned around, started to walk out, but Maine grabbed his arm. "Young man, you almost shot me. You don't shoot off rounds at people like that. What's the matter with you?" Nightingale shook his arm free, marched out. His cheeks burned with rage and humiliation.
I will reiterate, these are short pages for a novel. Hey, revolver. We got it back, baby. I gotta be judicious with my ammo use, though. I think... Alright, I think that's the way I'm supposed to go, so let me check around down here a bit.
There was no sensible reason for the power company work lights to be here. It was almost as if they'd been left for someone like me to use.
It was almost as if this was a video game designed by people If Alan came to that realization, then we'd really be onto something. Ooh. Ah, heavens. Ugh. Damn it. Okay. Forgot about this huge ambush. Also, having to reload guns is like the most annoying part of this game. Ugh. Okay. I used like all the shotgun ammo I just got. Maybe I have to shoot multiples of those cans to get something. Some kind of reward. Alright, I feel like is this the way I'm supposed to go, or is this a shortcut, or like a secret thing? Well, if I could get across the tree trunk without falling, which seems to be a more arduous task than... Oh boy. Alright. I'm not going to slide off the tree trunk this time. Okay, we did it. Now there better be something worthwhile on this roof, which there is not. Total waste of time. Okay. I sincerely don't remember if this is the way I'm supposed to go, or up that hill is where I was supposed to go. I guess I'll check up the hill just to see what's there. As I said, Alan Wake is a very of its time game where it kind of just plops you down in a location and says go. Ugh. Maybe this was stupid. of me. Alright, let's see what's up here. Because I legit don't remember and don't know. I don't know if this is the way I was supposed to go. I guess it is. Huh. I wonder then if I missed something around the cabin down there. Well, we're here now. It seems like if there was a manuscript page down there, it would have been in the buildings and not like back behind them or something, but I sincerely do not remember. There's a thermos. Like, my recollection of playing this game the first time was that there were some very well hidden collectibles that I had to really go out in the middle of nowhere to find. But I'm not finding as many of that sort of thing this time. So I don't know. I mean, it seems very obvious that I'm definitely going to have to find some of this stuff on another playthrough.
Danny had stepped out, but what stumbled back in was something else. Something alien. A monster. Walter tried to kill it, first with his fists, then a chair. It wouldn't die. Instead, it kept coming, unaffected by the beating it had taken. After Walter managed to kick it down the cellar stairs, fear took over. He ran, got behind the wheel, gunned the engine. The booze wouldn't make him forget, but he knew he had to try.
Some of the pages don't make Alan Wake seem like a total hack, while others absolutely do. I do think it was like Remedy's goal, intention to make Alan a hack. Okay. So was this just the up to the page and the flare gun? Okay. Or flare. I have one flare gun ammo. I have one flash grenade. Okay, so down there at that cabin was actually the way to go. This was like a complete... I am not fooling with these birds. I'm just booking it. Alright, I guess I am fooling with these birds. Making me waste my precious flashlight battery. Birds. I'm not using flares or flare gun ammo. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that for free. Alright, that's enough of the birds. Those birds are for the birds. Okay. I suppose this is the way I'm meant to go. Missed this the first time. I don't know which direction I'm actually supposed to go from here.
Sarah trusted her gut, and her gut said Agent Nightingale was an asshole. He felt wrong, and it wasn't just the smell of stale booze. It was in the way he flashed his badge, pulled rank, the look in his eyes when he wanted answers. Where was Alan Wake? What was this about an accident? Where was his wife? And most importantly, why did she let Wake go? He wouldn't answer her questions. Federal business was all he'd say.
Oh, Agent Nightingale. Alright, that's definitely the way I'm supposed to go. It did look like maybe there was some stuff in the woods back here, but I won't spend a long time poking around back this way. There's really just this looks like a manuscript page. And so it is.
The bulldozer's engine roared to life. Mud and rocks flew as it fought for traction. It crashed through the concrete wall and landed heavily in the yard. If it were an animal, it would have shaken its head after the impact, fixed its eyes on me, and charged. Of course, it had no head, nor eyes. Shadows crawled on its form, twisting it into a monster. Then, it came for me.
Let me be very clear. It didn't have a head or eyes. I know authors who use subtlety, and they're all cowards. Okay.
Hello?
Who's calling at this hour?
Stubborn man I've ever met.
Alice? Alice?
Alan, I'm so afraid. He keeps me in the dark. Please help me. I look at you, Alan, and it's not you. Something else. Looking out from behind your eyes.
Alice, I'm here.
I'm so alone here. It's all gonna go to hell. You need to be careful. Cooperate.
The connection had been terrible, but that wasn't the only thing that hadn't been right with the call. She sounded wrong
You don't
somehow,
say.
but she had called me.
She sounded like a recording, but I'm gonna believe that she's
The
not
boat
somehow.
wrenched itself loose from the bridge's steel framework. Wrapped in darkness, it floated in midair, twitching. For a moment, I didn't understand what I was looking at. The heavy object lurched at me with impossible force. I threw myself out of the way, but just barely. When I turned my flashlight on it, it shook in a dark rage before it flew at me again. I could see a railway bridge up ahead and a warehouse of some sort on the opposite shore. I hoped I could find a car from there.
Like, just, I mean, look, I understand why, for the purposes of the game, people not sounding right it needs to be really obvious that they don't sound right. But, Alan, you really ought to know better. That's a recording of your wife and not your wife. Ooh. If I had ever been scared, that might have got me.
The darkness that was pursuing me was growing stronger, and it was taking over everything in its path.
Okay. There's got to be some creative dodging there. I do appreciate how it does not take that much to knock Alan Wake out of commission. He doesn't have a considerable well of health, old Alan. He's just a dude, man. Just a dude writing books, explaining how bulldozers don't have eyes for real.
The darkness that was
They're fake eyes.
Was growing stronger, and it was taking over everything in its path.
Oh, boy. Very obnoxious. Should I just run? Dagnabbit. It's really hard to dodge that stuff. Alright. Hopefully I made it past all that flying junk. If you're watching this and you're seeing me go one way, when it's clearly the wrong way to go to progress in the game, that's the point. That's the way I play video games.
I slammed the door shut right in his smug face. He pleaded for me to open the door. True to form, the asshole actually thought I would obey. I had no sympathy left, no guilt either, not for him. I took a moment to savor the scream. I bet I had a smile on my face. It was all that I had time for. The dark presence was inside the lodge with me.
The lodge, you say? The Black Lodge?
As a teenager, just starting to get interested in writing, Stephen King had been a source of inspiration to me. I thought about all the inanimate objects that had come to life in his books. No one is safe in a good horror story. Certainly not the protagonist. That's what makes them fun. This was anything but. The darkness could possess anything, and it was getting closer.
You know I want that heavy-duty flashlight, baby. What good is a flashlight if it ain't heavy-duty? Alright, I see a thermos. I like that the thermos doesn't make a sound an actual thermos would make. It sounds like it's made of ceramic. And most thermoses I've come across in my lifetime are plastic. Also, I could swear that thermos was a brand name. I have no idea how they get away with calling it a thermos. I guess it's one of those things where it's like, it's a brand name that is so commonly used that it's just become the word for the thing. Like Kleenex. Or dumpster. Very few people know that dumpster is a brand name. So you're learning something on my stream. Yes, you have to hear loud cats meow. But also, I informed you that dumpster was a brand name. Are you kidding me? Ugh, ambush. That was some that was some Dark Souls business. Alright, let me back up. Okay. I really need to keep my shotgun reloaded. It's such a hassle. Nothing in the light. You can hurt them. Thanks, friend. Good advice. Do not touch Willie. Oh, another radio, but I can't turn this one on. I can turn on the TV though. Time for Night Springs.
We take the facts of our existence for granted, unaware that they are merely a thin veneer of desperate self-delusion, covering a vast cosmos of madness and horror. All too often, the stars are right. In Night Springs. Tonight's episode, a family occasion. Journalist Alvin Durleth's trip to study the local customs of an insular community in Night Springs has been less than successful. Until tonight.
Well, I'm glad you changed your minds about this. Ancient customs, local mythology. My editor loves this kind of stuff.
Well, Mr. Durleth, we don't want to feel like we're on exhibition, but you have demonstrated the seriousness of your intent.
Mr. Durleth.
Really, just do your thing. I'll stay out of your way and observe.
Actually, I thought you could assist us. I'm afraid we are a man short. It would provide you with an intimate perspective.
Could I really? Of course, Mr. Derleth. Well, I guess that's the least I... What would I have to do?
Oh, here. Let me show you with a kiss.
What did you...
Oh, Mr. Derleth, you have well pleased Nixie Burka, the dweller in flesh. Your body shall host his 1,000 young. You shall glory. Shh, darling. Be calm. Shh.
Alvin Derleth learned a harsh lesson. If you go looking for mythology, it may come looking for you. And such quests always bear fruit. Springs.
Okay. That's the Night Springs episode. I mean, I guess after name-dropping H.P. Lovecraft, the FBI guy, name-dropping H.P. Lovecraft, it only makes sense to do a Night Springs that references August Derleth, the keeper of the Lovecraft for many years, and also that is somewhat Lovecrafty in content.
The darkness surged towards me, sucking everything loose from the ground into its depths, tugging at my clothes. I saw the flare the kidnapper had dropped and threw myself towards it just as I felt my feet leave the ground. The darkness embraced me with the force of a tornado. Somehow I managed to light the flare. The darkness roared and cast me away. I fell toward the dark waters of the lake far below.
Were all the pages in first person? Or just some of them? I really don't remember. That's a bulldozer, and it doesn't have eyes. Oh, come on, man. Oh, boy. Okay. Time for another try. Oh, man. Alright, I'm trying to get into position where I can use the flare gun really effectively. That didn't work. Oof. Okay. We'll get through this. This is certainly the toughest combat I've had so far. I really got to make good use of the flare gun here. Oh, man. Thanks for that tip, Alan Wake. I have been looking beyond the obvious paths. That's all I do. Oh, boy. Man, oh man. It's really hard to avoid that bulldozer. I'm trying to think if there's like see if there's like a position I can get in to make this a little easier. I've reloaded it. Morty. Okay. If I take that much damage, like, right at the beginning, I'm not really in any shape to fight this bulldozer. Yeah. Alright. Load the flare gun first. Y'all are gonna see me try to fight this boss fight with a bulldozer a bunch of times, I guess. That worked pretty good. Ah, man. When you have to deal with the dudes and the bulldozer, it sucks. Alright. I'm gonna take out the dudes first. With the flare. And then I'm gonna try to find more flare ammo in the little boxes. Or otherwise, find a method of avoiding the bulldozer. Alright, that worked pretty well. Come on, man. Alright, it seems more and more like the dudes just never stop. So maybe the better policy is just to focus on the bulldozer. Ah, boy, oh boy. Alright, we're gonna try a different method, because taking out the dudes isn't actually that effective. The dudes just keep coming forever. Hey, that went great. So focusing on the dudes was my big mistake, it seems like. Okay. Well, when I finally did it, it was easy peasy because I focused on the bulldozer instead of trying to take out the dudes and then fight the bulldozer. I learned my lesson. I adjusted my strategy. And most importantly, I never got scared. I got a little annoyed. But never scared. And that's why I persevered. Love that thermos sound. Easily my favorite sound effect in the game. The sound of something that is definitely not a thermos. Alright, there's nothing here to pick up. Didn't look like. Unless there's like something really hidden back here. And does not seem so. So let's get in this truck. Nice of them to leave the keys.
To see the sunrise. I had a couple of hours to get to the coal mine. The coal mine wasn't far now. Today, I would meet the kidnapper, and he would give me Alice. I wouldn't give him any other choice. A drowning man will clutch at a straw.
And he would give me Alice. That's the way he said it. That's Alan, that's possessive language. You shouldn't talk that way about your wife. Say, I would meet with the kidnapper, and we would agree to terms.
Daytime, I was being stalked. The bridge must have collapsed only moments after I'd crossed it.
Oh, man. Fantastic. Some real Evil Dead vibes on that one. He should have done the Ash. No! By the bridge. That's just my editorial note. Nothing over here. Okay, I accept it. I accept that there are no hidden items over on the cliffside. But there are sometimes hidden items on the cliffside. I'm not wrong to think that there might be such things. Alan, why did you just drive to here? Seems like you could have driven a considerable amount more. it's because of the rough road. Okay, you know what? Fair is fair. I wouldn't want to drive on that rough road either. After the night you've had? I'll walk, thank you. Well, I could drive this vehicle. I suppose I will. I don't see any pages or anything over here, so I'll stop looking around and I'll get in this weird abandoned army jeep. Now Alan's just not worried at all about the rough road. The driving controls in this game are so weird and inhospitable. Alright, I definitely want to get out and look around here. Yes, a radio. I get to hear an old man talk to weird locals.
This is Pat Main, and you're listening to KBF-FM. Folks, I want to apologize for kind of abandoning you to that looping music track last night, but I was detained. You see, I encountered a big shot G-man with an itchy trigger finger who could use a lesson in manners and a boot in the ass. Not necessarily in that order either. Now, folks, I know I'm not being very informative here, and I apologize for that. I really should just keep quiet, but I'm just...
Yeah, your radio broadcasts are so informative otherwise.
...be carrying badges. I'm just glad that our Sheriff Breaker was there to straighten things out. And if someone I met last night is listening, let me just say, I'm sorry if my mouth got you in trouble. I'm pretty sure you're not the bad guy here. Godspeed, son. I hope you know what you're doing. Now, on a lighter note, I'll be talking to Dr. Nelson all morning. But first, a little music.
Alrighty. I mean, gotta say, Carl, I don't agree with your assessment that the solution for a bad cop is a good cop. But, you know, you've hit the demographic of someone who would say that, so. There's nothing over here, right? I don't need to go over here. Yeah, okay. Let's just keep it moving. It is more than possible that I will miss a manuscript page, but I think we better keep it moving. I guess I can get back in the Jeep and continue on that way. Oh, I could also drive that car. But I'll stick with my army jeep. We've been through so much together. Visibility limited. Anthill? Man, oh man. That's just a lot to handle. Alright, let's check out this Ranger Tower. That's what it looks like. This is the car. Another car from the dream at the beginning of the game. It looks exactly like it. It also looks a little bit like Sam Raimi's car that's in all his movies. I don't know if that was an intentional nod to Evil Dead earlier with the bridge, but sure had that feel to it. Another radio. My word. How do I get in here? Oh, there's a door. Right here.
Welcome back to KBF FM. Hope you enjoyed that tune. Now, Doc, you were talking about life and finding that special someone, that soulmate.
Well, you were talking about that. I was saying I don't buy it.
Well, see, to me, that's strange, because I always pegged you as a hopeless romantic.
You got me there, Pat. But I think love's where you look for it. And you do a lot of looking, sure. But the idea that there's that one special person out there for you, and if you miss that chance, it's gone forever, and you're forever incomplete. I mean, isn't that depressing? Or, heck, childish even? There's plenty of fish in the sea.
And apparently a fisherman has a fishing analogy for everything, but what you're saying, isn't that a little harsh?
Well, no. What I am saying is that your potential for finding that connection isn't limited to what's essentially a chance encounter. How is that harsh?
Yeah, well, I guess that's a nice thought, but let me say something personal here.
Okay.
Now, well, I don't disagree with you exactly, but I can't really fit that together with what I feel, what I felt for someone, because she was the one. She was. And she...
Oh, man.
Drift away from me. Maybe I didn't put in the work. I don't know. But, well, since then, and it was a long time ago, but since then, there hasn't been anyone. Not like her. And I'm not saying I dwell on her or haven't moved on. I like my life. I'm not living in the past. But I do miss the way she completed me.
You can't argue with the heart, Pat.
I'm sorry, folks. I had kind of a scary experience last night, and let's just say it's shaken a few things loose.
Wow, it just went completely silent there. No music, no nothing. Pat's really going through it. He looks like he's... I mean, look, you know, you can be 70 and love Lauren. I understand. I'm not going to try to be ageist about this, but he doesn't seem like a very professional radio DJ. He's just talking about whatever on the radio. Rambling. Just constant rambling. Is this the coal mine? This building? Or is this something else? I do not remember.
Vermont, spying on the writer on the ferry had been a disappointment. His boss had made Wake out to be something special. But Maud hadn't been impressed. He'd gotten a good long look at the wife, though, and he liked what he saw. Maud had fantasized about goading Wake into a fight, but it hadn't happened. Still, he'd get his chance to see if the writer had anything in him. He'd been promised as much.
Oh, okay. I guess that was the other guy who wasn't Pat on the ferry. I mean, who else could it be?
I was early. I was supposed to meet the kidnapper at noon in the main building. The coal mine was quiet. It was a museum now.
Okay, so this is essentially the coal mine building. Is there anywhere else around here that I can go to? Okay. I think if I keep driving, it will circle around. My kingdom for an infinite run, where Alan doesn't get tired. I mean, I know that's like impossible and a lot to ask for, but it sure would be nice to not constantly have Alan just totally winded and out of breath. Alright. So this is the main building. Interesting. Love that sound effect. Can't get enough of it. There's a page.
With Nightingale gone and the night wind blowing in through the broken studio window, Maine stared at Sarah. The sheriff looked away. Maine's voice shook with barely controlled anger. That boy's doing more drinking than thinking. I hope you know what you're doing, Sarah. He's got a sickness in his eyes. You take my word for it. He wants Wake for a reason, and it's not for anything good.
All right. We're at about an hour on this one. Maybe we should wrap up. Oh, gotta read this though. Brutal history. Okay, we'll get a cutscene. And then maybe after this cutscene, whatever story stuff happens.
Cops had to be looking for me.
Oh,
the
yeah.
sun turned the place into a sauna.
Tough guy, Alan Wake.
Different scenarios ran through my mind. Ways of how I'd torture the kidnapper to get Alice back. Or the different horrible things he could have done to her. I imagined her dead. I had no way of knowing she was still alive. It was killing me. I was running on blind hope. It was all a waste of time. The bastard never showed up.
Alan stayed here all day.
Wake! Where the hell are you?
Change of plans. You know where Mirror Peak is? It's a big mountain north of where you are. You follow the path from the mine, you can't miss it. There's a lookout point there. I'll be waiting.
I'm through being jerked around by you.
You want to see your wife alive? Because if you do, you better watch what you say to me. Do we understand each other?
I want to talk to Alice.
Yeah, and I want the manuscript. Don't keep me waiting, Wake.
Hello? Hello? Ah! I'm gonna kill him.
I had to get to Mirror Peak. closer than ever before.
Okay. I guess we'll stop here. Seems like a good stopping place. And again, we've been going for an hour. So, yeah, we'll come back to the run to Mirror Peak. Next time, we'll go down in this hole. What's in the hole? Tune in next time and find out on the playthrough of Alan Wake, where we promise you, unabashedly, I've never been scared. Bye, everybody. I've never been scared.